Hello, this is Self-Discovery Support. Welcome to the channel. This is another open general reading, and today we are going to talk about what your inner child wants to say. I woke up and I felt like that was the thing that we needed to talk about in this message. So we have the struggle, wisdom card. We also have pride and illusions. So there's a lot here, right? I think there's a sense that you have learned. With the wisdom was the first thing that came out. You have learned so much, and the thing you have learned has not come easily. It's come through the challenges that you've met in life. So some of you could have particular coping mechanisms. So pride is one of them that comes out. And of course, it's feeling kind of like a masculine energy. Of course, we all have masculine energy in us, but this reading is feeling more like that. And it could also feel like someone who is very contained, someone who maybe keeps boundaries up, keeps people out, and how people view you and validate you is like one of the most important things. It's not something you can control, right? These are not like awful things. These are mechanisms that we evolved. So there's something here about, okay, you have a sense that you have been through a lot. So I'm feeling like this is someone who either has gone through a lot at an early age, so like maybe in your 20s, 30s, but it does feel like someone that could be maybe 30s, 40s, 50s, because life has taught you so much already. Of course, there's so many young people that like at 22 they are like wise beyond their years because of what they've had to go through and the information that's out there. But it feels now like there is, okay, you I think you are trying to do your best. Like with this struggle card, this person is like pushing this weight uphill. It's like pushing this idea of yourself uphill. Who I am, who you are. And like right under that is a pride card. So there you could be someone that maybe the work that you do or the place you hold in society is really important. This is like you definitely can't deny that this is I can't ignore this Leo energy here. It's someone who is probably quite fixed. Leo energy is fixed, is quite resistant, but also quite strong sense of self. And that's always going to be like the burden for Leo, is to overcome this kind of pride, which maybe other zodiac energies don't necessarily sit in as their main place. Of course, that pride makes you do amazing things, right? Seeing yourself in a certain way, holding the beauty that you walk in this world with. But it feels like sometimes that could be something that holds you back. And so I think that the wisdom that's coming through here from the inner child, it's funny, like your inner child is telling you the wisest thing, which is that maybe sometimes the things that our ego tells us is sometimes an illusion. Like you naturally have that, right? If you are sitting in this kind of Leo energy, you don't have to be a Leo, but you may have that in your chart, or you may just at this point be in that energy. It can happen to all of us. There's a sense that maybe you're realizing how, maybe you're not realizing yet, but maybe it's like sometimes the things we think, especially if we're in that fixed energy, can be feeling a bit like set in stone, like this is black or white. And this is literally a black and white image, both of these. And it's just like, no, maybe there's a little bit of flexibility around that. Maybe sometimes the things my ego drives me to do is a little bit clouded or skewed or unbalanced, because the ego is there to protect you, right? And that's the first job, is to keep you safe. So if you learned in your life that being vulnerable is wrong, because in the environment that you were in, it wasn't accepted, then that pride, that wall is going to go up. And the general energy of your reading is 7 of clubs, which is a kind of defensive energy, right? It's a strong energy. But I see with the wisdom that you're learning is that sometimes you can actually move away from that. Sometimes you can go beyond that. And 2 of hearts is here, saying that in order to kind of come into a unison with self, and then further a kind of true unison with someone else, that kind of that wall has to come down. You have to move beyond that with this 8 of hearts here. And the 8 of hearts falls squarely on the pride card. It's like maybe you do have to walk away literally from some of that, even at points, so that the people that are sent for you have the ability to show up and to come through the barrier, that we create. All right, so 8 of spades, 10 of diamonds, 3 of spades, 2 of spades, a lot of air energy. So some of you could have like air in your chart, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini as well. And this is like Virgo energy, 10 of diamonds, but it can also be, and we have this is Leo energy as well again. So there's a sense that you kind of have, these are like beliefs, right? All of these like airy energies, these are beliefs about like keeping your wall up, keeps you protected. It keeps you not feeling like you will be hurt. But what it also does is it keeps you in a stuck place with this 2 of spades. It keeps this kind of barrier. And then it's actually preventing this 10 of diamonds. It is preventing a kind of deeply anchored sense of self. All right, so I have a message card for you here at the end. It's from the Decoding Your Fears, and it says sacrifice is needed to be made. Redefine your priorities, and it's number 22. 22 is a kind of coming together of self and that unison that we're talking about before. Life path 22 can be that of a builder, someone who has to create something in their lifetime. But it's actually saying that it's the hardest thing. The coping mechanism you've developed is probably one you have to assess now, because the sacrifice is to actually be able to lower that, to feel a little bit bare in the world, to feel vulnerable standing in front of yourself and in front of another person. And then it's also knowing that what your priorities are going to help with that. So if you are someone that said, in my life I would like to be married, or I would like to have a deep and loving relationship, but I can never like lower my pride, then that's a sacrifice. Or I can never step out of the way I think about love and what should and should not happen, the expectations, then it means that you're making choices which don't prioritize that goal for yourself. So yeah, I think I will leave it with that. I don't want to sound preachy, but it's just such a strong message. I just woke up and did this reading, and I feel like maybe that stripped away some of the kind of coaching in a kind of softer voice that I normally feel like I have. I try to be a little bit more kind of understanding. But anyway, this is your message, and this is inner child coming through for someone, at least someone in the collective, or someone who will watch this video. So take care, all the best,